hot dogs, you love corn dogs. Everybody does. Try a corn dog with your favorite beverage. At the refreshment corner now. Corn dogs.
Hey everybody, not sure why it wasn't live. Thank you for letting me know, but now we are live with your movie quiz for today, Wednesday, August 3rd, 2022. Here we go. Let's do it. Hey, hello, welcome to the movie quiz. I don't know why it didn't go live. I clicked go live. It didn't seem to go live. Thank you for letting me know. I rely on you in the chat. I am your host, Chris Mann Nelson, and in just a couple minutes, we will be embarking together on a trivia odyssey of 34 questions, all about film trivia, puzzles. Tonight's game is one of those games where I find the intersection of movies and other art forms. I like to take it out of the world of strictly movie minutia, and tonight's one of those nights. It's our art and architecture game of season 8, our Rehashimon season, where I'm going back to the well for old questions and repurposing them. If you want to get in the game and play, if you're new, if you're joining us from Marathon Peters' game, or you just heard about the show today, it's a completely interactive game. All you got to do to join the game is head right here, play.themoviequiz.com. You head there, you enter your team name, you enter your email if you want to get some updates on our show, other Trivia List shows like our guest, one of our guests does, and you will be set. You will be in the game. It's completely free to play. We do rely on donations. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But once you get yourself signed up, you will be playing against we have two guests tonight. One is a regular who's here, who's been here many times. You actually just saw her. One is brand new to the game. I'm very excited to have him here. I've known him for a very long time, but he's a first timer here on TMQ. Please welcome to tonight's art and architecture game, from Swann Galleries, the president of Swann Galleries, and also from Antiques Roadshow, Nicho Lowry, the Tyrannosaurus of trivia.
Hi, Chris. I know one of your guests is regular and the other one is irregular, so I'm very happy to be here. That's awesome.
But it's a good irregularity. It's like those boxes of strange fruit that you get. You know, they're just as good. And joining Nicho tonight, you just saw her on her show. Right before ours, Meredith Lark is here.
Hi, Meredith.
Hello. Hi, nice to meet you, Nicho. I'm excited to be on your trivia team this evening.
They will be playing together.
They're getting extra hazard pay for this, but I'm excited too.
They've just met. Alex is this is Alex's handle, Nicho. If you see comments from her, we are off to a rollicking start with our live show, but we are live now. And it's great. So you guys, Nicho and Meredith, you guys will be communicating in the private chat here on StreamYard. So let's jump into it. Let's put this into in-game mode. Where's my graphic? Hang on.
So Meredith, I have a great idea. I shouldn't say it out loud, right? I should put it in the chat.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah, you can go as far as like nonverbal or like obfuscated verbal language will take you. Like, I know this one, I've seen, but yes,
obfuscated verbal language is my specialty, so I should be
perfect. Okay. Yeah, that then you are always set. And yes, Ryan, I am always in game mode. Happy birthday, Ryan. Happy birthday. I know it was your real birthday last week, but we're back to the fake birthdays. Happy birthday. All right. So before we jump into the game, this is our Rehashimon season. It's season 8. We are, if you're unfamiliar with what I've been doing this season, In the previous 7 seasons, I wrote 2,600 questions. I'm tired and old, and I'm going back to old questions and bringing them back and recontextualizing them, rewriting them, and bringing them back as new rounds. Tonight is art and architecture. So we'll be talking about fine works of art, and we'll be talking about buildings in movies, all through the lens of movies. Once per season, you get one chance to double your points for the season, double your points for the night for the season. So you get 40 points tonight. You won't get 80 points in the tonight, but you'll get them for the season. So just type yes or no if you want to do that. And also, I don't know how good this will look because this was for Instagram. Yeah, that doesn't look good at all, does it? But these are the standings as of last week. The top 3 teams at the end of the first 7 games of this will get to vie for the gold, silver, and bronze in our finale. Everybody gets to play. Everybody should play, but the top 3 teams will be our season winners. So right now, our top 3 teams are Marley's Chains. How am I going to be an optimist about this? And the producers, but it's close. It's close. So yeah, let me know if you want to make this your double points game for the season. Got a handful of teams that went for it. Got one, oh, definitely not. One, F yeah, baby. So we've got a wide range. All right. So Meredith and Peter, are you ready to jump into tonight's game? Meredith and Peter, oh my God, it's Pavlovian. It's Pavlovian for me to say, Nicho, to explain what that. Peter is Meredith's husband who does the game with her. So for the rest of the night, Nicho, you could pretend
I'll be your work husband tonight.
Perfect.
Good.
All right. So Meredith and fake Peter, aka Nicho. Let's do it. Let's jump in. Quick ground rules before we do it. No cheating. Don't put answers in the chat. Just join the game. Head to that website that's scrolling along the bottom. You can change your answer before time runs out. And most importantly, don't forget to hit submit. Make sure you hit submit even on multiple choice questions. All right. So here we go with our first one. This was this is called Buildings Playing Buildings. We're starting off with some architecture of the art and architecture game. This first appeared in game 35 back a year and change ago. All right. So Buildings Playing Buildings is all about real buildings that are doubling as other buildings in a movie. All right, here we go. Question number 1. It is multiple choice. Completed in 1987, the building in LA's Century City that doubled as Die Hard's Nakatomi Plaza is owned by and named after what film studio? Is it named after Paramount, Universal, Fox, or Warner Brothers? And there it is. If you can't picture Nakatomi Plaza, but if you can't picture Nakatomi Plaza, go watch Die Hard. Is this a regular movie? Is Die Hard a regular movie in either of your rotations?
I've never seen it.
Whoa, Meredith, you've never seen Die Hard? Nicho, have you seen?
Oh, I've seen all of them actually, but that doesn't necessarily put me under the marquee of the Nakatomi Plaza in real life. Although I think I know. Can you tell us what the choices are one more time?
Oh, sure. They are Paramount, Universal, Fox, and Warner Brothers. And also, Nicho, if you head to the website, you can hit just watching, and then you could see the options there. All right, so we're locked in here. Your clue here was, even if you didn't know it, was Century City. That section of LA is Century City because it's 20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
This is called Fox Plaza. Yeah, you guys. I'm gonna take that nonverbal cue as that you got it right.
Good start, team.
Or my ceiling is falling down and I'm trying to hold it up. One or the other.
You desperately need help, and you're sick. You're choking and signaling
I've
for
fallen
help.
in the trivia game and I can't get up.
All right, here we go into question number 2 in Buildings Playing Other Buildings. Manhattan's Hook and Ladder Company 8 has appeared on film and been rendered as a cartoon and a Lego set as home to what fictional group? Once again, Manhattan's Hook and Ladder Company 8 has appeared on film and been rendered as a cartoon and a Lego set as home to what fictional group?
Fictional group.
Fictional group.
I thought it was a real group.
No, this one, it's so Hook and Ladder 8's the real building, the real.
I'm not sure I realized that the movie was fiction, I think is my point.
Oh, you think? So well, I don't know. I was only 2 in 1984, so it may have happened, and I would not know. So this one that's a firehouse that we're talking about here, and we are talking about the Ghostbusters. That is the Ghostbusters firehouse. Is Hook and Ladder number 8. 87% of teams got that right. Incredible, nicely done. All right, your next question in buildings playing other buildings. What state is home to Mount Hood's Timberline Lodge, aka the Overlook Hotel in Stanley Kubrick's Shining? So what state is the real place? Where is this really? In what state? Idaho, Colorado, Utah, or Oregon? The real place is called the Timberline Lodge.
So it's the fictional Timberline Lodge that you want, not the real Timberline Lodge.
It's the real Timberline Lodge that doubled as the fictional Overlook Hotel in The Shining. And what state is the real Timberline Lodge in? What state is the real place in?
All right, we're going with it. We're between two here. We're like, what's the real? What's the fake?
The question
definitely want the real. We want the real. Don't give me the fake, because the fake is said in the movie.
Got it. All right.
All right. It looks like some people did go for the fake. They went for what it is. Maybe you thought it was like I was being like doubly tricky, and it was in the place that they said it was in the movie, but it was not. Mount Hood is your clue here. If you know that Mount Hood is in Oregon, it is in Oregon. Nicely done. Now Meredith, though, I don't know if Meredith's happy or if she's signaling for help.
Ceilings falling down all over the place.
Everyone has just. We need to get an inspection for these homes. I don't know why the beams are collapsing.
The hotel is actually in Estes Park, Colorado, the one that was used for the movie. The hotel that was used in The Shining.
But it's okay. Well, we'll review it. We'll review it. All right.
Here comes see, this is where it's very ambiguous. So I'm just going to add to the ambiguity here. That's fine.
Here comes question number 3. The Bradbury Building's iconic atrium full of stairways and ironwork has made it a popular filming location for movies like Blade Runner, 500 Days of Summer, and this Billy Wilder noir classic, where it served as an insurance company office. This is actually, this doesn't give anything away. I'll show you what it looks like now. This is the Bradbury Building in LA. So what is the name of the movie, Billy Wilder noir classic, where it served as an insurance company?
I'm kicking myself. I took notes, Chris. I look at your Instagram and then I do some Googling, and I was like, I'm going to do some research here today. Look up some architecture and some artist-themed movies. And this was definitely one of your hints, and it is escaping me.
It was on there. I tried to pick I did post about this movie. This clue was this was one of the clues. And it was you had to do a little bit of digging here. There was a name on the door in what I posted. And if you want hints on game day, follow me at Trivia Man on Instagram. I post hints, one or two hints per round. And if you saw the name on the door and Googled it, it would have brought you to Double Indemnity. Double Indemnity is the name of the movie with Fred McMurray. And wow, only 22%. So that was a stumper. That was a tough one. Double Indemnity is a great film. I highly recommend it. Check it out. It's one of those movies that holds up almost 80 years old. All right, here comes our next one. What real life Upper West Side home of John Lennon was used for exterior shots of the Bramford, the fictional Bramford, the witch-filled apartment building in Rosemary's Baby? So what's the name of the real place?
Finally one that I confidently am like,
You're just like, I know this for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Which normally, if I was confident about something, would be the kiss of death. So Meredith, I'm glad that
that's good to
I
know.
know it. I'm wrong. Like I
That's
knew I was
good to
going
know
win.
for
I
your
knew I was gonna
teammate,
win the
though,
Mega
Nicho.
Millions the other day, and I didn't win. I was sure. I just knew it, and it didn't happen.
That's good. That's good for Meredith to know, though, Nicho, that if you come in guns blazing, I am positive about this. She should just go
Yeah.
Go the other way.
do a 180 on it, cross to
right.
the other side of the street.
What she's
I'm
learning
down.
about her work husband is immeasurably helpful.
So this one, where John Lennon was actually living in his final days, it's the Dakota. The Dakota was used for the exterior shots of In Rosemary's Baby. Creepy exterior shots, gigantic building on the Upper West Side. All right, here we go. We got another multiple choice question here. Remember to hit submit on this. Select it and hit submit. What museum in the LA area specifically did J.J. Abrams use to bring Star Trek's 23rd century Starfleet headquarters to life? Did he use the Getty Center, LACMA, the California Science Center, or the Broad? Which when I did this originally, I pronounced it the Broad, and I got yelled at. I had all people from LA on the show that week, and it's the Broad. They all yelled at me. So I will not ever make that mistake again.
I agree, Nicho. It does look futuristic. I'm going with that. It feels good. I've been there a few times. Of these, I've been to 2 of these. The Broad. We're out of time, so I'm saying it. I have not been there.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. So
I don't think it was built when the movie came out, frankly.
Really? So here it is. If you look, there's Kirk and Spock walking around in Star Trek Into Darkness, and they're walking around the Getty Center. They are in the futuristic, all Apple Store looking Getty Center exteriors there. Ryan pointing out that Josh Brolin has been to a museum and that we've been Brolin is coming. He is coming. I know I forgot. I had one last week and I forgot to put it up. I blame the fact that it was too hot in my room where I'm broadcasting from, and and I didn't remember to Brolin you. All right, and here comes your final question of your first round: buildings playing other buildings. Oh no, there's 2 more. I'm sorry, I'm still confused. It's still hot in here. Hatley Castle in British Columbia is the stand-in for Charles Xavier. Excuse me, Charles Xavier's family estate turned school for mutants, which is supposed to be in what real-life New York county? So we're talking about the X-Men movies here. Hatley Castle is the real place for Xavier's School for Gifted Youth, also Charles Xavier's family estate. What New York county is that supposed to be in?
That building, I think, has been in a lot of different things. Am I right in thinking that, Chris?
I think so. I think it's not Wayne Manor, right? I don't think it's Wayne Manor in anything.
Stately Wayne Manor. Yeah.
Stately Wayne Manor. I don't think it, but yeah, it's like there's certain places that you see just pop up over and over and over. Like,
oh, totally.
I can't think of anything. All right, so
in Astoria, Queens, I see our neighborhood just all over TV shows and stuff. I'm like, oh, there's the Museum of the Moving Image. It's just constant. It's fun.
Yeah, exactly. They love to. They definitely love to use the same the same spots. All right, so this one, Charles Xavier's home for gifted youth and the X-Men. It's supposed to be in Westchester. It's in Westchester. All right. And 65% of teams got that one right. All right. And your final question, actually, wait, where'd it go? Hang on.
You got a question? Oh, that's not a question for us. That was just.
Oh, no, it didn't program. It is the final question for some reason. We're a question short. I don't know what happened. This was an existing. Hang on. Is it in the next round? It is in the next round, which is going. So let's just do it. Everything's a mess here. This is your last question. You're getting a little hint about what next round is. It's going to be movies about painters, but this is actually your last question of round 1. I screwed something. Meredith, you can attest to how easy it is to make a programming mistake.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
For this game, I did the the heading wrong. All right, so this is actually your last question of the last round. The Ben Rose House in the Chicago suburb Highland Park is a modernist home built in a wooded ravine and was made famous when John Hughes used which section of it for one of his films. Did John Hughes use the kitchen, the living room, the basement, or the garage? Oh, so strange. I even double checked this quiz. I guess I didn't go over it with a fine-tooth comb. Very strange. How are you guys feeling about this one?
So
Well,
the question isn't about the house, it's about what room.
What section of the house was it used in? And
Westchester. Oh, that was the other
it's in
question.
it's
Sorry,
in
talk to you.
Westchester.
Nicho, I took your advice on this one and went with what I said instead of what you said. I went the other way, so hopefully I'm right. I don't know.
Well, so the movie, the John Hughes movie that we're talking about here is Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and they famously used the garage. They used the garage where Ferris and Cameron send is it a Porsche? Someone, either Meredith or Nicho or someone in the chat. Let me know. I forget what's.
That sounds right.
It was just a very nice car that should not have
Very
been
nice car
used.
that they send crashing. It's a Ferrari. Ryan says it's a Ferrari. And that's I believe you. All right, so let's take a look at your scores and standings after one round. We've got 23 players tonight. That's awesome. So much fun. All right, we got a lot of teams with 6, so let's start there. We got Steve the Pirate, Loons Tower Defense 3, Swan Stallone, Los Pollos Hermanos, Marley's Chains, the Blue Shells, the Oslo Condition, and the producers all with 6. You're all tied for second place currently, and tied for first place with 7 points apiece. No perfect rounds coming out of the gate. We got the 2 billion-year-old virgins, the Turds, Avis and Bobo, and the Ringwoodians. All right, so and what did you guys end up making your team name?
Well, Nicho said he wanted it to be something to do with dinosaurs, and then you can explain the reasoning for our name if you would like.
Well, what I thought it would be the 2 billion-year-old virgins, simply because I'm a dinosaur and I've never done this before. That does not reflect on Meredith even slightly.
That's what I went with. I was like, this is what you said out loud. I'm not questioning it. So that's
so you guys have 7. So you're in first currently. Oh, terrific. Excellent.
Yeah,
all right. So let's head into our next round, which surprise is movies about painters. I don't know how you ever would have guessed this based on the error that I made. So this is your picture round. And so I'm going to show you a still from a movie, and it features an actor playing a famous painter, and you name the painter. Okay. Don't name the actor. Don't name the movie. Name the painter it could be a movie that's actually about that painter. It could be just they appeared as a character in the movie, but name the famous painter being portrayed by an actor on film. All right, here we go. You'll see your question here on the stream. You'll see your image here on the stream and also embedded under your text here. Fittingly for tonight's art focus show, it's a very visual show. Almost all of the rounds have some kind of visual component. All right, so here is your first one. Name the painter, number 1. Last names are fine also.
Never seen this movie. Have you?
I don't think I have not. Nicho, have you seen this one?
No.
Big fan of the movie Coco and the many depictions of this artist in that movie.
I know this artist probably has like a million. Like I'm sure she's been. This is obvious. This is the most famous depiction of her.
So the best thing that I've heard about her from a friend who recently went to visit the country from which this artist is from is that her kitchen is the most amazing kitchen that my friend had ever seen before. Said it's an incredible kitchen.
Really? What about it made it incredible?
Just that it was like, no surprise, very, very colorful and eclectic.
Sure. So she presumably decorated it herself. And
yeah.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
So time has expired. This is a social, 87%, but everybody who submitted got it right. So we got a social here. Everybody who submitted got it right. It's Frida Kahlo.
Wait, how does everybody get it right, but it's only 87%? I don't get that.
Because some teams some teams sign up and then they can't play, or they have to double sign up, and so it breaks the curve. So that's why we got some zeros in the leaderboard. So that's Salma Hayek. She got an Oscar nomination for this movie. All right, here is your second one. We're easing into the round a little bit, in my opinion. I don't want to pass judgment on how much people know, but I think we're easing in here.
I was lucky enough this afternoon to get to host a private event for the HR team with the Met. And there was a whole picture round of like paintings that are at the Met. And after the round, they were like, this was so hard. It surprised me.
They're like, I just work here.
I got to visit the gallery sometime.
Yeah, they got them all just locked away downstairs, sequestered in some tiny severance office. All right, so here, this is another social here. Everybody who submitted got it right. This is from a movie that was actually comprised of, I think something like 200, like several thousands of oil paintings called Loving Vincent. That's Vincent van Gogh. That's Van Gogh. Nicely done, 87%, also, which is AKA 100%. All right, here we go with your next one. They're going to ramp up a little, I think, as we progress through the round. Remember, name of the artist. Sometimes that's going to be the same as the name of the movie. If so, that's fine. But if it's not the same as the name of the movie, remember that I'm looking for the name of the artist.
Excellent. Feeling good.
Yeah, you guys are clipping along here.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a great sweater.
That is a great sweater. That it's like super cozy, very, very 90s style, like 90s.
Remember the Big Lebowski and the sweater that the Big Lebowski wore?
It's a very Lebowski sweater.
I would love to find this for sale somewhere. That is a sweater worth getting.
It is absolutely a sweater worth getting. That is it also like because this would be, I guess, set late 80s, early 90s. Is that right, Nicho? Like this would be
the time setting would be the 80s.
Time setting, yeah, would be 80s. This is Jean-Michel Basquiat, as played by Jeffrey Wright. That's Jeffrey Wright, aka Felix Leiter from the James Bond movies.
And from Westworld, right?
Yeah, Westworld.
And Westworld, yeah. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, so this feels like it gives me also his cardigan here gives me like Cobain vibes too, like the
very much.
Very like so yeah, absolutely. I would love to.
This is going to be my big takeaway of the evening is I have to find this cardigan. There'll be other takeaways. This is my first big takeaway.
All right. So who is the artist here in question number 4, movie number 4? Remember, I'm looking for the artist, not the name of the film.
Nicho and I are very much on the same wavelength. We've told each other the same answer, same time for the last several questions.
That's great. A mark of great teammates.
Have you seen Tim's
this
artist?
I haven't. I feel like we talked about this.
We probably did
another time too. I feel like it came up a different time too.
That sounds true. Yeah, it's so excellent. He is incredibly talented recreating one of his paintings.
Is it this painting?
It's not. No,
it's not this one. So the movie here is The Girl with the Pearl Earring, which is painted by Vermeer, Johannes Vermeer. Vermeer, last names are fine, obviously. 61% got that one right. Yeah, a couple teams knew it was Girl with the Pearl Earring, but couldn't come up with the artist. That's Colin Firth over there as Vermeer. Yeah, everyone's shocked by who's playing these painters. I feel like there was some disbelief about.
Wait, he's the girl.
He's the girl. Yeah, he underwent heavy makeup to be the girl with the pearl earring.
Oh yeah,
he was actually Scarlett Johansson was the girl. He was the earring. All right, painter number 5.
Oh.
I love that sound. I love that that trivia sound.
How much
I
time do we have
don't
for this?
know.
This is gonna be this is gonna be a hard one. This is definitely a harder one. And the what's coming in is bearing that out. This is gonna be almost a stumper, I think. All right. This one was tough. I think only one team got this one right. Two teams.
And I know which team it is, and I'm that team is in trouble.
So some people were really close. They knew it's the Danish girl. Some people put this painter's spouse, Gerda Wegener, but it's if you're a coin flip between Gerda Wegener and Lily Elbe, you land on Lily Elbe. Lily Elbe, the Danish girl, the trans artist, Lily Elbe. Only 9%. Oof, that's a stumper. That's a tough one. All right.
So hard.
That's a really tough one. I said that's why I wanted to put in like Van Gogh when we started off. I wanted to work my way up. All right, here is your next one. Ryan, these are all movies. These are all feature films. You don't have to name the movie, name the artist. Here we go. Let's start the timer.
Glad we do not have to name the movie.
Ryan's never seen a painting. Yeah, tonight is on the harder side, I think, unless you you know your art stuffs. It's definitely you gotta know your movies and your art.
I love it. I think it's very fun.
Thank you, Meredith. You guys are doing great. You guys are doing great so far.
It helps ward off dementia by making us think.
Exactly. And Nicho, that's the mission statement of this show is to let's forestall dementia as long as we can. But
I would love a T-shirt as much as I'd love that cardigan. That's great.
you can wear it underneath. It's a dynamite combo. Kurt all right, everyone. You all bounced back from Lily Elbe on this one. You all saw the Sistine Chapel behind Chuck Heston there and knew it was Michelangelo. 83%. Really? So okay. See, it's fine. We're all doing great. Here we go. And here's your last question. No, I'm sorry, because I screwed this up. There's two more in this round. I see question 8. Who is this painter? Put it on the stream. There we go.
I've been to this artist's museum, and the building itself is worth visiting. The architecture.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's got to be. Was it like based on a design of his at all, or?
I would say loosely inspired by like some surrealist feelings.
Wasn't this a Woody Allen movie?
This was a Woody Allen movie, unfortunately. So I guess I'll go ahead and cancel myself for having a Woody Allen movie here on the quiz. This was from Midnight in Paris, and this is Adrian Brody playing Salvador Dali. This is Dali, as played by Adrian Brody also like non-consensually kissed Halle Berry and also did that. Have you seen that terrible SNL introduction that he did for Sean Paul?
No, what did he say?
He's wearing like a Jersey Shore, like something you'd win down at like Seaside Heights, like Rastafarian hat and wig, and doing like it's brutal. It's so brutal. He's introducing Sean Paul in like 2002 on SNL, and like nobody asked him to do this. He went rogue on live TV and just started doing a Jamaican accent, and it's rough. All right, so this last one's a little tricky. I won't say why, but you got to know this movie. The painter doesn't look like themselves. I'll say that. You got to know the movie. The painter in this does not look like themselves in this image.
Do we know which of the characters pictured is the painter?
We do not. But if you can probably reason out based on you can use context clues probably to eliminate 2 of them.
This was part of my Googling preparation for this game. I was okay, I know that several people have played this person. Let me remind myself who has.
So yeah, this one is a tricky one for sure.
It's Will Smith as Rembrandt. Oh,
Absolutely. All right, so this one, it's tricky. It's so you've got Will Smith, you've got I'll say who else is in it, but you've got Bill Hader playing the artist. He's actually an undercover Men in Black agent is the joke here. It's Andy Warhol. Bill Hader is playing Andy. That's why he doesn't have the white hair. He's at the joke in the movie is the Andy Warhol persona is a cover for him to infiltrate aliens in the art scene of the 1960s. And also in the middle there, you've got Josh Brolin. So there you go. I told you it was coming this season where Josh Brolin will appear in every game. There he is, as promised. All right, here we go. Before we go into before we check the leaderboard, let's do our lightning round. Lightning round is a quick way to rack up 4 points. You don't have to know all 4. I'm going to ask you a 4-part question, and each one of them that you get correct, you will get a point for. Order does count on this one. This one you'll see, this is a visual one, and you'll see numbers on each picture that I give you. So make sure that you put number 1 in the first spot, number 3 in the third spot, etc. All right. So here we go. We're talking about, this one's all about directors who do their own concept art. All right. So here's your question. Name each director who made their own concept art pictured here. And I will, let me make that full screen on here for you. And I'll give you extra time to look that over. So tell me, each of these 4 directors, it reads clockwise or not clockwise. It reads like a book. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just name the directors, not the movies that they did. And 30 seconds on the clock starts now.
Need more time.
So each of these was done it was them doing their own artwork. Clock is ticking. All right, let me make sure that everybody's getting their points here. Clock has expired. Looking good so far. And all right, looks good. Let's lock it in. All right, so that first one, that is concept art. Let me bring everybody back in here. That is artwork from Sleepy Hollow. And you can kind of see that Jack Skellington style head drawn in the first one. That's Tim Burton. Number 2, that is a Terminator as drawn by James Cameron. Number 3 is one of the harder ones in this, but if you look closely, you can see eyeballs in the hands, which is Pan's Labyrinth, and that's Guillermo del Toro. And the last one, some people put James Cameron for this because James Cameron did do an Alien movie, but he did the second one. If you look, you'll see a space jockey in there from the original movie and also later Prometheus. This is from Alien, but your last answer is Ridley Scott. So Tim Burton, James Cameron, Guillermo del Toro, and Ridley Scott. All right, let's take a look at your scores and standings here at roughly the halfway point of the game. We've got with 16 points apiece, Steve the Pirate, the 2 Billion-Year-Old Virgins, Los Pollos Hermanos, Marley's Chains, and the producers. Just ahead of them in second with 17 points is the Blue Shells. And jumping into first place with 18 points is the Turds. So you guys you're still doing well. You're still you were in third place, but it's a very tight game. There's 2 rounds left. One of them has double points. And that brings us to round 3, which is going to be our puzzle round, which is going to be also visually based because it's an art show tonight. This is actually our only brand new round of the game. So I'll have to explain it and get it. Everyone will be mad at me for this, as always. So the way this one works, it's called Hidden Works of Art. And I'm going to show you 2 posters for movies whose titles have parts of the name of a painting, sculpture, or building. So if you pick the title of the movies apart, and I'll give you hints, I'll tell you whether it's a painting or a sculpture or a building, and I'll give you hints. And then you pick the title of the movie apart and you find the name of the work of art. So I've got an example for you. All right. It's embedded here. In the actual round, things will be blurred out. But for this one, for your example, if I said painting and I gave you the hint Van Gogh and I show you this movie, movies will not be as obscure as Starry Eyes, which is a horror movie from like 2014. But if I showed you Starry Eyes and Last Night in Soho with the example, so there you go. For 0 points. But I'll give you hints about whether I will tell you if it's a painting, a sculpture, or a building, and give you a hint.
Starry Eyes, that classic.
That's a classic. I've heard it's good. I explained this to Alex 3 times and she still doesn't understand. But also I wanted to do a poster round because Nicho, your specialty at Swann is posters.
That's very kind. Thank you. This is going to screw me up and screw up all my credibility, but thank you.
I know you've got a sale tomorrow. Do you have any Starry Eyes posters in the sale tomorrow, Nicho?
No. I just love that movie so much. I think I'll never watch Ghostbusters again, any of them, but I'll keep watching Starry Eyes.
The documentary Ghostbusters?
Yeah, the real movie.
The real story about those real people.
The real story about
those
those 4 go-getters who saved New York from a marshmallow man. All right, here comes your first one. It's a painting. Your first one's a painting, and your hint is Rembrandt. So somewhere, part of the name of the movie, part of the name of the painting is in this first movie. Part of the name of the painting is in the title of this second movie. I'll make this bigger. All right, does this work? Oh, that's work. I've never used this before. That's pretty good.
Ooh, look at that.
All right, we'll start the timer.
I love these kinds of rounds where you can think things through and get there by, really using your brain.
I think, Meredith, you're the only person who's liking this. Everyone's mad. I knew people would be mad about this round.
Well, that could fare well for us. Let's fingers crossed.
I will be forgiving for this round too. I will be. I've never used this visual layout here in StreamYard. Cool. I kind of like it. All right, so this one, your movies are Night of the Living Dead and Watchmen is on the right side, and the Rembrandt painting that I'm looking for is Night Watch. Night Watch is the name of the movie. Of the painting. I'm confusing even myself. All right, here comes your next one. It's a building, and your clue is Fifth Avenue. This one is a building, and your clue is Fifth Avenue. And yeah, look, it might help to look on the look at this one on the embedded image.
Okay.
How do you do that? Like you crazy. Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
You guys typed at the exact same time again?
No, I think Meredith was first, but I was busy looking at the keyboard and I didn't see her response. So we got it.
I guess we're not warding off dementia fast enough.
I just couldn't figure out what Doctor Who and the Avengers had to do with the building, and it took me a while.
So your first movie here is Flatliners, And your second movie is Iron Man. And on 5th Avenue, 5th and 23rd, you've got the Flatiron Building. See, it's not as bad as all that this round. It's the Flatiron Building is your answer. All right, here comes your next one. I'll say for this one, the spelling on the second movie isn't perfect. This next one's a painting, and your hint is pitchfork. Yeah, the spelling is not perfect for the second half of this one. But it's close enough. Every other one of these, you can lift the title or the name of the building straight out of the
I lucked out that Meredith came straight from an event at the Met today. I think that really suits this purpose super well.
Absolutely. I've been studying artists for the last few days here.
So someone's answer was "Stop this madness, Chris," in all caps. But everybody else got it right. Everyone else who submitted it. You got American Psycho and you got Gothica, which combined for American Gothic, the Grant Wood painting with the pitchfork. That is your answer here. As Gothica is spelled with a K. That's why the spelling's not exactly right. All right, here comes your next one. It's a sculpture, and your hint is bean. It's a bean.
Gosh.
But don't forget to use the movies. Think about what these movies might be.
Bean. Oh no. I'm stumped also.
Clara, my 5-month-old daughter is trying to type the answers downstairs. And both of these are pretty sick movies. This would actually be a pretty cool double bill, actually. All right. Someone wrote there's still time to end this. All right, let me just make sure that everybody is getting their points. Some people were close. They just picked the wrong part of this first movie. The first movie is Cloud Atlas, and the second movie is Stargate. And the bean, the big reflective bean in Chicago, it's actually called Cloudgate. Cloudgate is the name of
bean. Yes.
That is the bean in Chicago. All right. Question number 5. Your hint here is a painting, and your hint is apple face.
Jamie Kennedy and Alan Cummings.
What an all-star cast this was. This movie that everybody loved. One of the most universally reviled films of all time. This one on the left.
Never saw it.
No, most people I think never saw it. Some people on the right track. They're pulling parts of the movie apart, the movie titles apart. But actually, we've got on the left hand side, we've got Son of the Mask, which is like I think it's definitely 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's like one of the worst movies of all time. And then you've got Man on Fire, and yes, Alan Cumming is in Son of the Mask. He's also in like Spy Kids and a lot of weird stuff in that era. So this movie, though, this is the Rene Magritte painting with the apple in front of the face and the derby hat. It's called Son of Man. Those are the parts that you needed to take and put together. Son of Man.
What was the first generation of mischief?
So here's your next painting. It's a painting, and your hint is Monet. It is a Monet painting. This one I shouldn't say. I shouldn't say where, because
You're gonna spoil it.
well, yeah, but I should spoil it because everyone's mad at me and they probably want help.
This is what you get for trying to be nice to me, Chris. I'm sorry you did that.
for having like art very heavily art focused one.
I'm so sorry you had to subject all these film fans to art. It must be terrible for them.
They're all so mad.
While I'm staving off dementia, they're like fuming. They're going to start kicking their dogs.
Well, at least I'm keeping my wife happy. So this one, the movie on the left is Lady in the Water, and on the right hand side, that's Sidney Poitier in it's a late 60s movie. It's a famous movie. It's not super obscure. It's not Starry Eyes, but it's a little lesser known. It's called Lilies of the Field. So, and Monet famously had a whole series of water lilies. Water lilies is your painting. So yeah, some people pulling different parts, doing their best. You're on the right track. Everybody who is like just off, you're just picking the wrong parts of the movies. All right, and we got two more here. Next one is a building. We're back to the architecture part of the show, and your hint is Frank Lloyd Wright.
Oh, you didn't. Stop it.
She get in there. She got in there first, Nicho.
I'm like doing stream of consciousness, messaging, and while I'm doing that, Meredith's like, that's the answer. Boom. And like 17 seconds later, I get around to it and I look at the chat and I'm like, okay. Yep.
I won't put the answer next time. And
no, you're doing great. You're doing great.
At least I'm thankful. I'm glad at least somebody's not mad at me. But there is architecture, so hopefully she doesn't also hate architecture. And Ryan is mad. Ryan is genuinely mad at me. Here, Ryan, this one's for this. Hopefully this helps you blow off a little steam. If you want to cancel me, that's fine. All right. So this one, designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. It's out in Pennsylvania. Your movies here are Falling Down, starring Michael Douglas, a Joel Schumacher movie, and Waterworld on the right. The two parts to take from that are Falling Water. Falling Water is the name of that. It's a super famous building. You may not know that it's called that, but you've definitely seen it.
You very cleverly foreshadowed this on your Instagram page too, didn't you?
Yes, I did. You're right. I did post a picture of Falling Water on my Instagram today in the stories. It was one of the clues. And here is the last one of the round. Whether you're happy about that or you're upset about that. So this last one is street art, and your hint is it was later shredded is your hint for this one. But the original is street art.
What are you looking for? Is in
the original? I'm looking for the original, not what it was recontextualized as.
So, but not a building.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a street art. I just meant it's a painting. It's like it is street art. It's I don't know how to really categorize it exactly because it was a series. It was like a.
Nicho, let me know if you're okay with the response I put. I feel like it's something like that.
That's the right one that I just put, although I spelled it wrong.
All right, I'm changing
I'm being loose. I'm being loose with some of these points. All right, so this one is
not baboon.
Was that?
Might have mistaken that Meredith as baboon. It's not baboon.
Girl with baboon. So this was the original that I'm looking for here is a series of Banksy stencils that was later part of a piece that was called Love is in the Bin, where someone bid, right, Nicho? Someone bid on it and then they shred it.
They had like an automatic machine inside the frame that as soon as the hammer dropped, the piece, an alarm bell went off and it went through a shredder.
That's right, and that was called Love is in the Bin, but it was an image of Girl with Balloon. Girl with Balloon is the name of the original. So who is Banksy anyway? I don't know if yeah, and the auction house was so surprised. It was definitely not a staged event. Love
Yeah,
is
well,
in the
people at
band.
auction houses are gullible. We all know that.
All right, so let's take a look at our scores and standings before we head into our final round. We've got still a tie for third place with 23 points apiece. We got Los Pollos Hermanos, Marley's Chains, Batman Forever. Thank you for the shout out. And the producers, just a couple points ahead of them. In second place is the Blue Shells, and in first still the Turds. So we've got a very tight game going here. Very exciting coming into the home stretch where we will have double points and a 6-point finale question. But before we get to that, like I said, this is a completely free game to play. We do rely on donations, but I like to bring in, people from the world of cinema, from the world of art and architecture, as it were, tonight to help me talk to you about that. So please welcome to tonight's show the Empire State Building. The Empire State Building is here. How you doing, buddy?
It's good to see you, sir. How are you?
I can see you out my window right now, Mr.
That's
State
right.
Building. Yeah.
I am the godfather of the world's most famous skyline. It's not New York without me, baby.
It's not. You are getting, from my side, from my view on from New Jersey, you are getting obscured by Hudson Yards. Do you not like Hudson Yards?
I don't like anything, Chris. I'm the original, all right?
Yeah.
Where the beauty of the old world meets modern innovation. They should have stopped with me. Should still be the tallest building in the world as far as I'm concerned.
I know. We were talking about that. I know we were talking about that before the show. You're kind of bitter about the larger buildings in Manhattan, larger buildings across the whole world. I mean, something like the Burj Khalifa must just absolutely set you up.
Ridiculous. The building materials and techniques involved are, it's basically like building steroids. All right.
Well,
I don't think a building should count unless it was built brick by immigrants who eat their lunches dangling from girders.
Dangling from a beam.
That's
and so this is a movie show, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Some might dispute that tonight. But do you have any input? So many iconic scenes have happened on you. Sleepless in Seattle and what it was based on, The Shop Around the Corner. Do you have say in those scenes? Like,
no. And that's what I want to talk about. I have been getting no royalty.
Nothing.
I've been getting no creative input.
You're in every establishing shot of Manhattan.
Yeah. Do you think if they didn't show the Empire State Building in an establishing shot, people would think it was New York?
No, they'd have no idea.
Without me, you might as well be in Toronto.
You are the one. So do you? And also the other thing I wanted to ask you: do you keep in touch with King Kong?
When you've had a naked ape drag his 6-foot wang across your face, you're not in any hurry to rekindle that acquaintance.
He was right there, and he's done it. Well, I guess in the 70s version, that was the World Trade Center. So, but he's done it twice with Peter.
See, this is an edit. If I had control, big diaper on him.
Just a bit. So, Mr. State Building, you'll stick around for round 4, right? Well, I want to talk more about. Let's talk more about those things. That all these movies that you should be getting a cut of. Let's bring back Nicho and Meredith as we head into our final round. And yeah, please, you don't have to pay as much as you would to the Empire State Building. It's a lot to get to the top of you, sir. It costs a lot of money to get to your observation deck. That's not a judgment. I'm just saying.
What other observation deck you want to be on?
The ignominy of giant ape schwanz being smeared across you. That is just horrible.
People don't talk about that.
No,
I guess that's a good thing for me. People forget. They don't think.
Never forget.
Yeah. It really doesn't tarnish your reputation at all, Mr. Empire State Building.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's good. So, all right. So let's talk. So tonight is about art and architecture. This last round is going to be sort of an intersection of those two things. It's called This Movie Belongs in a Museum. This movie belongs in a museum. So this is your double points round. So for 1 point each, I'm either going to for each question, I'm either going to describe a scene that's in a movie theater. Oh my God, I'm so out of it. A museum, not a
Chris,
movie theater.
Take a second, breathe.
I need to breathe. I need to go look at the Empire State Building and actually get my mind straight here. I'm going to describe to you a scene that's in a museum, not a movie theater. This scene was shown in a movie theater. I am not Ryan. I am not okay. I think something is wrong. So I'm either going to describe it or I'm going to show you a scene. And for 1 point, name these are all real life museums somewhere in the world, often in New York City. Name the real museum, name the movie. This was first used in game number 48 back on September 22nd of 2021. All right, so let's jump into this one. Here we go. Let's check it out. The first one is text-based. Some of them, like I said, I'll describe. Some of them I will show you. Question number 1, a master thief billionaire played by Pierce Brosnan stages a fake heist as a distraction that allows him to grab a Van Gogh painting from this museum and walk off into a cab on Fifth Avenue. Second time that the street Fifth Avenue has been name checked tonight. Fifth Avenue, where you are located, right? Empire State Building? Is Fifth Avenue run by you?
Look, we all got Google.
Why is my geography? The pandemic's kept me out of the city.
I don't know. I don't need to know where I am. People come to me.
That's right. You don't need to know. They know. They look it up.
Where'd my teammate go?
I don't know. I don't know where Nicho went to.
Hey, you got me. That's all you need.
He's very upset about all the talk of ape wangs.
Hey,
There he is. There he is. All right. So let me just this museum has a couple of ways you could refer to it. So I'm just making sure everybody gets their point. All right. So this movie is the Thomas Crown Affair. Pierce Brosnan fakes a heist at the Met. He's at the Met, Meredith. He's at the where he does not, to my recollection, go into the HR department where where he would not be found apparently because it's nowhere near the gallery floor. All right, 61% of teams got the Met, 57% of teams got the Thomas Crown Affair. Here comes question number 2. This one is visual. So let's I'll put it up here on the stream as well. Name the museum or the movie theater, as I think they're called, apparently. All right.
Name the movie theater.
Name the movie theater, please.
Criterion
is a very Chris-centric. Where did I see
IMAX Lincoln Square?
Yes, please name the movie theater where I saw this.
Where I saw the movie. That's right. Where did you see this movie?
You can't write it all for your wife, Chris.
This is Jurassic Park 8. All right, so this is Night at the Museum, which is at the American Museum of Natural History. The Museum of Natural History, that's fine too. Nicely done. 78, looks like 78 and 74. It's running. The title is running into the percentage on my end. All right, so here we go. Question number 3. This one is also visual. Name the movie theater and the movie.
Name the shop where he bought that hair.
Yeah.
Solid point. The 3 of them have like matching hair there. It's very interesting.
Yeah,
it's like
children posing with the painting.
You know about someone smearing cake all over this painting recently?
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
There was also an instance of people gluing their hands to an Italian painting recently in the name of climate protest.
Really?
Oh my God.
That'll help save the trees.
Yeah, that's
Climates
definitely.
come and
What does that
go.
do?
Paintings are forever.
I'm like I'm very very passionate about climate change, but I don't see what that would accomplish.
This movie did win Tom Hanks Best Award for hairdressing and toupee. Is that correct?
Yeah, it won Best Wig at the Oscars. It was Tom Hanks nominated 5 times for this movie.
It is outacting him.
So this is Tom Hanks and his atrocious wig in the Da Vinci Code. This scene is they're in front of the Mona Lisa. It's the Louvre, of course. It is.
And you also put this on your Instagram, didn't you?
I did I put him in front of the pyramid outside. A little different view of the Louvre. Some architecture there. I am Pei, I think.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, Chris, that really was an architecture red herring for me. I was like, all right, we're talking architects here with this one.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I didn't even think about how that could send you off in the wrong direction. All right, here comes your next one. This one is text-based, no visual. NYPD officer James Darrell Edwards III runs down a cephalopoid alien to the roof of this museum, a feat that helps him land a new job. So what is the movie and what is the movie theater?
Museum.
Bro.
No. I did that one was on purpose, guys. That one was that one was staged. That was a fake.
I don't believe it.
You know. Well, like I said, Empire State Building, the show is about staving off dementia. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the host has the worst dementia.
Just COVID brain. It's lingering.
I think it's still, I have like COVID brain and 2 small children brain. And that just, it's a wonder I can like tie my shoes.
If this is what they're talking about with long COVID, I'm terrified.
Yeah, you don't want this, guys. Mask up. You don't want to be this guy calling museums movie theaters. For the
I don't think
whole
long COVID hits you a week after you've had COVID. That's short COVID, just to be medically correct.
The 2 small children have had COVID in the last few weeks at different times, so it's just a never-ending parade of COVID here. So this movie is I could sort of half brolin you on this one because it's Men in Black 1. It's the second time Men in Black trilogy has come up. This is the beginning of Men in Black 1, and they run to the top of the Guggenheim. The Guggenheim. Empire State Building, do you talk to any of the other Manhattan? Like, do you talk to the Natural History Museum, the Guggenheim? You're not that close, but you could, I don't know what the communication.
I don't have anything to do with the West Coast.
You only.
But there are a few buildings in the city that, know what it is.
Yeah. Do you like the new guy? That was not that new anymore. The new World Trade Center?
The
If he
Liberty
wants to talk to
Tower.
me, he can come talk to me.
It is it has a lot of names which is kind of highfalutin, right? Empire State Building.
Yeah, I'm not interested in kowtowing to the young buildings. I've got staying power. The Louvre with its glass pyramid, it's like Harrison Ford wearing an earring. It's disgusting.
It's a desperate attempt at youth and relevance.
That's
All right, question number 5. More museum roofs in this one. A chase through London ends atop this gallery, a renovated factory on the Thames, where the double agent being pursued by Ethan Hunt has a helicopter waiting. And be specific about the movie. I'll be loose with the museum because there's a few of these museums. You don't have to get the specific locale of this one, but name the right installment of the movie or the right number. The right number is fine too. All right, most team time is ticking down. We got most teams in. We got 19 out of 23 in.
Always pumped for the next installment in this series. They keep one-upping themselves.
Gets better with each one. And it's like such a great globe-trotting series. It's amazing. All right, let me just make sure everybody's gotten it. Some people were like, it's a Mission Impossible, obviously. If you know the name Ethan Hunt, it's Fallout is the name of the movie, and they are at the Tate Modern. It's at the Tate Modern is the name. You guys, you get that one, Nicho and Meredith?
Well, Meredith got it, to be fair, but yes, our team did score points with that thanks to her great wisdom.
And it's during this this chase sequence, and oh, that's true. Thank you, Helsinki Syndrome, for saving me on this one. They do show movies on the deck of the Intrepid, so it is a museum and a movie theater. So by extrapolation, I am correct and not senile. All right.
The game is working. It's working for you. See what's happening?
It's absolutely working. Here is your next one. Name the museum and the movie. Hint: the museum is not the Smithsonian.
Oh.
All right. Someone did type Smithsonian.
Two people did, but one did it in a private chat.
I love the idea of just a full-on lie from the host. Total swerve.
Yeah, I just completely pull the rug out from under you. So obviously it's National Treasure is the movie, which came up last week too as an example in our sports teams, one of our sports teams rounds. But it's not the Library of Congress. That's a good guess, but it is in DC. It's the National Archives. National Archives is where the Declaration of Independence is, and where Nick Cage steals it. Look at him smoldering behind that plexiglass there. All right, and your next one is also a visual. Is this the final question of the round? No, there's one more after this. Also a repeat in the game that happened. Usually I don't do that, but because these are old questions, this one actually came up. This movie came up twice.
Isn't it true, Chris, that you only know like 9 or 10 paintings? Is that what this is really about?
Yeah, I'm trying desperately to look smart. I'm much like Harrison Ford with an earring, trying to affect an air that is strenuous for me at all times. Hang on, I will take a couple of these. Let me just regrade them. They're close enough. As long as if you got the city, I'm looking mainly for the city. And the
he wasn't that lenient with the title of the Banksy painting, was he?
That is true. We did not.
We got the high hard one on that. Let me tell you.
Wait, no, what you guys put? Because what'd you put?
Balloon Girl.
Oh, Balloon. Oh, maybe I'll give you.
That's all right. I don't want to tell you how to play the game, there, Mr. Senile. But
in fairness to me, Nicho, I don't know where I am right now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I think this is a room that my wife puts me in. I don't know what it is. It's a special room where I'm allowed to talk to people on the internet once a week. All right. So this one, it's the name of if you were close with this one, it's the Art Institute of Chicago. It's the second appearance of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But if you had like Chicago Art Institute, like if it was Art Institute in Chicago in some order, I got you the point. And your final question here, it's a Q&A one, text one. A feature-length single take walks us through living history at this Moscow institution. So it's a Moscow institution. That's your museum/movie theater, and the name of the movie that this is describing.
Is it a real life movie with ghosts?
Not that I know of. I'd have to dig deep on the Wikipedia page. It could be.
I thought this museum was in a different city. I thought it was in St. Petersburg.
You might be right, which means that I've shown this twice. I've done this twice and had it wrong. All right. Well, hopefully that's. I'll look into that later and never use this question again. I will not use a question a third time. But
realize if you had said St. Petersburg, I would have got it.
You definitely would have gotten it. It's the Hermitage and it's Russian Ark. Russian Ark is the name of, and yes, this is a tough game tonight. We've got one question left that's worth upwards of 6 points. Let's see where our teams are standing as we head into that question. We've got a multi-way tie for third here between the 2 billion-year-old virgins, Marley's Chains, Batman Forever, and the producers, all with 36 points apiece. We've got the Turds with 39, and just ahead of them still by 1 point is the Blue Shells. All right, so let's take a look at your final question. It is your post-credits bonus question. So this is worth upwards of 6 points. I'm going to ask you a question that has 2 answers. Each correct answer is worth 3 points. But I'm also going to show you a fake-out answer that is incorrect. So if you pick that one, even if you pick a different one and get it correctly, you will wipe out to 0 if you pick the decoy answer. So choose carefully. If you know one for sure and you don't want to risk wiping out and picking the decoy, you can pick just one and hit submit, collect your 3 points. But if you know it or you want to gamble, pick both, hit submit, and you might get 6 points. Or you might get 0. So tonight we talked about Salvador Dali. We talked about posters, and that is where your intersection is tonight, Salvador Dali and movie posters. So here we go. Let's check it out. It is also visual tonight. So which 2 horror movies posters contain homages to Philippe Halsman and Salvador Dali's 1951 photograph in Voluptuous Morse, seen here? And I'm not a prude. There's nudity in this. I blurted out only because I don't know what Twitch is. I didn't want to get a Twitch ban. I don't know what their algorithm would pick up. So your 3 options are The Descent, The Silence of the Lambs, and Saw 6. 2 of them have made explicit references to this photograph on their posters. One of them hasn't. I will also say none of the homages are Salvador Dali in a top hat. It's all the skull ladies.
That's a shame.
Not even one Vincent Price movie has this guy on there.
just Salvador lingering over there. Yeah, that's Adrian Brody. That's the hat he was going to wear, and then he found the Rastafarian hat for SNL. So this one. The Saw movies, they have a lot of body parts. They use a lot of body parts on their posters, but not this. They do not use them in this way. Your answers here, and I'll show you. You've got The Descent, which is very explicitly a reference to that, and also Silence of the Lambs. If you zoom in closely, you see it on the Death's Head moth there. There is a very on the nose recreation of that image that Salvador Dali, he envisioned it, and then Philippe Halsman actually took the photograph, but it was a collaboration. All right, so let's see how this shook out and who won. We've got let's start with 6th place. It was because there's teams up there pretty well. Sterling Cooper, Roland Deli Betts. You finished with 30. You finished with 38, Ryan. You're complaining all night, and you got 38 points. Los Pollos Hermanos also got 38. Marley's Chains finished in 5th with 39. The Oslo Condition finished in 4th with 40. And your top 3 teams tonight, Meredith and Nicho, got third with 42 points. The Turds took second with 45, and the Blue Shells held on to that 1-point lead and finished out with 46 points. Nicely done. So thank you so much. Thank you, Meredith. Thank you, Nicho, aka
You're welcome. Thank you, Chris.
Peter, for the evening, and thank you, Empire State Building.
Thank you, Chris.
It was great to hang out with you all tonight. Empire State Building, say thank you to Calvin Cole when you see him.
Yeah, sorry. There's a very noisy dog on the street outside the Empire State Building.
His leg against
Is that Fifth Avenue? Is that dog on Fifth Avenue?
I don't know, but there's definitely a dog. I think he's barking at a panhandler. So I'll go ahead and mute. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, all of you. Thank you to everybody playing at home. This was maybe one of the tougher games I've put together, but it was. I hope you had a good time. So come back next week. Our theme is going to be home entertainment next week. It is week 5 of season 8. We're getting into the home stretch. We're getting into the back half of the season here. So stay safe. Watch some movies. Go to a museum/movie theater and look at some art. And I will see you next Wednesday night at 9 after Meredith and Peter's game. Enjoy your week. McClunky, everyone.